I made a tower defense game entirely in vanilla Minecraft. And I didn't use any stinking data packs. It's all command blocks, baby. And I burned myself out so much that I took a 6-week break from this entire server. But now I'm back and I am rearing to get this tower defense boss completed so that we can spend the rest of the episode actually playing it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Avid Adventures episode 13. Oh, and also like and subscribe or you're gonna have 100 years of bad luck. Hurry, do it now, do it now. So 6 weeks is essentially an eternity in YouTuber time, but fortunately I left myself a few breadcrumbs to work off of. Let's start really quickly on the tower refund mechanic. And if you're one of those people who just wants to skip ahead to when I play the game, well, I'm gonna judge you for the rest of your life. Let's give you a quick rundown of how the towers work. Players can place down towers using these special spawn eggs that are purchased from that trader who is creepily staring at us over there. They can also then buy upgrade modules, which get placed on these blocks, and the towers get a little stronger and their range gets a little longer. And we have 5 different towers here. We have the lookout tower, we have the freeze tower. You can kind of guess what a lot of these do. One of my favorites, yeah, the bomb tower is so loud. The gold tower generates currency, which allows you to buy more towers. And then finally, the question mark tower, which is an evil tower that apparently doesn't work. I remember now, you have to spawn it in a totally different way, and it actually disables nearby towers and gives them this really cool pink particle effect. So now that you're all caught up on the tower mechanics, I want to come up with a way to refund existing towers so that players can move them to different parts of the arena. And the way I'm thinking of handling tower refunds is through this little egg here, and the logic for it is super simple. All the tower refund egg does is it places down an armor stand with a particular tag. And if that tagged armor stand is close enough to an existing tower, it'll actually delete the tower and give me about 70% of the cost of that tower. Oh, and also infected towers cannot be refunded, which adds another layer of difficulty to these question mark towers. And while that all does sound super simple, it was a little complicated because each of the towers and all of their upgrades need to refund a different amount. Fortunately, I did all of that coding off camera, and now tower refunds are complete. Okay, I get it. Tower refunds are boring. You want to do something fun? Let's talk about the boss waves, baby. So I'm feeling super inspired by Dragon Ball Z right now. In DBZ, there is this character called Cell that progressively mutates and becomes stronger and stronger as he's trying to reach his perfect form. And so I want our boss to work in the same way, where each wave that the boss shows up, as indicated by these diamond blocks, Zalim, she gets stronger and stronger until her final form, which is Zalim Super Perfect. But I'm not just gonna take the easy road and give Zalim a little more health each evolution. No, that's super boring. We are actually going to progressively add random powers to Zalim as she evolves. Meaning, if the first form of Zalim disables nearby towers, then the second form of Zalim will disable nearby towers and do something new. Until we get to the final form where 6 of the 8 powers I've come up with are turned on. Now, believe it or not, we are almost ready to call this tower defense game complete. But as they say, the last 5% of every project tends to take about 50% of the time. I mean, just look at this. I need to fill 70 double chests with mob eggs in order to define all the waves. And then 35 more of the loot chests. Oh gosh, and I forgot about the cutscene, which took a stupid amount of time. So keep in mind when you're watching the cutscene at the end of this video, think about the soulless amount of pain I felt creating it. And of course, we need to make sure that our 2 vendors are stocked and have appropriate trades that are fair and balanced, which brings us to our final mission of balancing this tower defense game. For instance, do mobs have enough health? Do the towers do enough damage? Are the waves themselves fair? There are so many things that we honestly just need to do a playtest to figure out. So you know what? I'm gonna do just that and be right back. Oh, and for those who are curious why our friend Nodak is here, I'm gonna hit you in the face with a whole bunch of lore towards the end of this video. But before we do that, it's time to do some playtesting, so I will see you all on the other side. So my strategy was to get passive income going right away with an early gold tower, though I had no money left over, so I ended up having to do all of the work myself on the first few waves. However, the gold tower did pay out, and I was able to buy an upgraded sword with it, which definitely improved my damage output, but I slowly realized I should get some towers going because this is a tower defense game after all. I also realized just how important having sweeping edge on my sword was for dealing with big sections of mobs, especially the wretchlings, which were super annoying. And just when I started to feel confident, I died. And I had to watch the orb lose half of its health on wave 5. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with myself. Wave 6 brought about shamblers, which prevented me from camping on the sides of the path like I did in the prior waves, though I discovered they could be turned on each other if you maneuvered just right. Wave 10 was our first appearance of Zaylim, and I got away with a really easy power. This power gives nearby enemies a speed boost, but since Zaylim spawned alone, I was able to take her out pretty effortlessly. Unfortunately, I died to a shambler, which then meant that I had to watch as the orb went from 50% all the way down to 25%. Down but not out, I realized just how much health the other side horrors have, and also they pack a punch. And with that, our orb was gone, the game was over, and I realized we have some balancing to do, you guys. Whew, let's just take a breather for a moment. We do have a lot of balancing to do between the towers and the mobs and the currency, but also there are so many things that went super well during that playtest. For instance, the mob system and spawning mechanics worked perfectly. The towers worked flawlessly. The orb damage mechanics also worked perfectly. And out of the 200 plus command blocks in this room, there was not a single bug. You guys know what that deserves? Oh yeah, tooting my horn. So with the good acknowledged, let's now talk about what we could do better. Let's be honest, the orb is a little wimpy, but it's also important to acknowledge that the orb only has 1,000 health. And there are some mobs like the other side demon who have 400 health. And the way that we calculate damage on the orb is we subtract the monster's health from the health of the orb, which actually is a really neat design decision that I do intend to stand by. However, some of these waves have close to 8,000 mob health packed into them, so clearly there is some balancing that's required. So with all that being said, I'm going to increase the orb's health from 1,000 to 3,000. I don't want to make it too easy. And just keep in mind, this is all a guess and check balancing act, and we may not get it right the first time, so I went ahead and increased the Silverlight Sword from sharpness 4 to sharpness 5, and I also added smite 5, but I made it cost a little bit more. On the topic of currency, I made it so that monsters killed by the player drop other side shards a little more frequently. I decreased the cost of the crystal eradicators, and if you notice, they also drop a whole bunch of amethyst shards, which can then be sold back to Itis at a 2-to-1 markup. But through the way that I've priced everything, you're actually going to lose money on tier 1s, you'll break even on tier 2s, and you'll make a decent chunk of change on tier 3s, which means you can risk having a tier 3 tower if it's worth the reward to you. I also noticed during my playthrough that my inventory was filling up with a whole bunch of junk, and rather than having the player just throw it all away, I came up with this junk chest idea, where when the junk chest is filled up to about 70%, you get a firework and the junk chest was filled. Jeez, that was a lot of work, but now we're finally done with the balancing, right? Wrong! But I promise this is the last thing, and I know it's probably been very overwhelming to hear all of these updates, and I really appreciate you as an audience, and thank you so much, and I love you. So it all started with these nasty mobs called the Shamblers. You see, the Shamblers are massive jerks. Like, they go out of their way and off of the path, and there's no real hard counter to them. At first I thought, we'll just give the player a shield the wave before the shamblers arrive, and that'll be more than enough. But good luck using a shield against 3 or more shamblers. Yeah, you're gonna absolutely get annihilated. So I was racking my brain trying to figure out what to do with the shamblers, but then I realized we have the lookout tower. In my playtesting, I found the lookout tower to be somewhat underwhelming. All it really does is it highlights a mob and gives the player strength when the player is near it. However, I then realized there was a second thing we could do with the towers, which is that when players are nearby, we can grant them invisibility. With invisibility, I can get right next to the shambler and he doesn't even notice me, so I can sneak up on him and hopefully, there we go, sneak up on him and kill him. Okay, but it actually gets cooler, because with every successive upgrade to the lookout towers, players get new added effects. And in this case, we get luck, which when next to a gold tower, increases the number of rolls on the loot table, so you get more shards and more loot. Tower synergies, you guys. So then I started thinking about all the different ways that our 5 towers could synergize together, and well, I couldn't come up with anything else. But that's where you come in. I know you guys are smarter than me, and I know you can think of all of the cool ways that these towers can synergize together. So give me your best ideas down in the comment section below. Do it! Do it! All right, you guys, I promise we are finally done with the balancing and tweaks, and it's finally time to play our tower defense game. But for that, I feel like I need to bring in an expert. I don't know, somebody who can help me balance and judge this game. Maybe somebody who does data pack development and maybe does game design on the side. I just don't know. Who could that... Devon? What the heck are you doing here?
I live here.
You do not live here. This is my house, my server. Get off of my donkey.
His name is Gary.
This name was Gary. Was. Yes. Okay, well, squatters are not... Now that you're here, you're gonna have to help me play my tower defense game, right? You wanna come hang out with me? We can...
No, I got a thing.
You're over there in that corner. Okay, well, I guess... Nope, you don't have a choice. Get over here. You're playing my tower defense game. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Other Side, my friend. Get down there. So there was a lot to catch Devon up on, like all of the tower mechanics, the currency, pretty much everything about the game, but Devon's a smart cookie, so he picked it up super quickly.
Ooh, I see value.
Yes.
All right. I grabbed it.
If there was anyone I could trust to grab value, it would be Devon.
Is that the start button?
Yeah, that's the button. And the time for chit-chat was over.
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Devon and I cut through the first few waves like a hot knife through butter.
Oh, my sword broke.
That was until Devon's sword broke. And the trouble continued when we encountered our first horde wave.
I'm good. A bunch of...
Oh
no. I'm in purgatory.
Purgatory! And that resulted in our first orb damage.
Oh no, the orb!
But then we tried some pro gamer strats.
Yep.
We upgrade a lookout tower that happens to be next to a gold tower.
Oh, okay.
But even with these pro gamer moves, nothing could fix Devon's tower placement problems.
There's no way this backfires. It backfired.
Did it really? Immediately. And while we were playing, Devon had a ton of amazing suggestions for this boss fight.
Is there anything like orb upgrades?
Oh.
I'm imagining the orb, if you upgrade the orb, it does like whole effects on like the arena.
Future Avid here, and you bet your butt we have that now. And it was in this moment that the seeds of our grand plan were sown.
So the bomb tower, how exactly does this work? So like,
yeah,
I'm like lighting it with...
Shoot it with the mining arrow, and then the tower will explode.
It's like an emergency button.
And the more we played, the more clear it was just how fun this tower defense game was.
I'm liking it. This is fun. Cool. There's a very player-centric gameplay around it.
And then things really started to take a turn for the worse with Devon. You see, I started to realize that he might have a shopping problem.
I'm just getting a couple more bomb towers.
Nice.
Or ranger towers.
Oh, no. Really? And finally, I got to use one of the Boom Boom Boys. So this is where the bomb tower... Yeah. All right. Bomb tower! Oh!
Oh, I heard that.
And I got to pop the junk chest! Yay!
Hey! dude.
But as much as I tried to ignore it, it was clear that Devon had a shopping addiction.
I already spent all my money.
Gosh, if I brought you shopping, I'd be so worried. You'd be like, dude,
I'm done. First store.
Just completely cleaned out. Saline made a couple of appearances, but honestly, she posed a very little threat to us. Yeah, Saline goes down super easy. And hands down, the bigger threat were the warlocks.
Like, they're evokers. Oh my, I'm close. All right, I need to let my towers do work. I'm backing up.
Yes, okay. Balance. There is balance. Oh no! Devon, no!
I'm in purgatory. I'm purging out.
Legitimately, you guys, I couldn't stop it. What are you buying? Let me guess. Emptying the bank account for more upgrades.
This will be the third tier 3 for this round.
And as much as I gave him a hard time, I could never have anticipated what happened next. Get off the platform! Get off the platform! Or get on the walkway! No, you didn't! Zalim had activated her power where void walking was removed, and I told Devon to get off the platform rather than get on the platform.
Oh, wow.
I got it for you. So began Devon's rebuild, but of course, all he cared about was his towers. Or
more gold towers.
Look at this city, dude! And in the chaos of one of the final waves, our grand plan was hatched. I have an idea for how we end it, but it's risky.
Okay, what's the idea?
Okay, on the very last wave,
yeah,
we refund every tower.
We just do a bunch of bomb towers.
We just bomb towers. Yeah. No, yes, that's it. We cover the whole place in bomb towers. Now the real question was, were we dumb enough to do it?
I'm not opposed. Let's just get the money together for round 35.
I think the answer to that question was pretty obvious. So we went to work dismantling every single tier 3 tower that we painstakingly worked for and replaced them all with bomb towers. Press that button. And now it was time.
Final wave.
Okay.
We did it?
We did it, buddy. And just when we thought it was all over, we found this.
Oh.
Essence of the orb. Do you hear that?
Piece of the orb from other side.
Dude, I think something's happening.
Once you get to other side, you must destroy the orb. Do this, or Evanglade is forever doomed.
I'm finally here, and now all I have to do is destroy the orb? But something just doesn't feel right. By the gods, it's incredible. The orb, humanity's last hope. I know I have to destroy it to save Evanglade, but every ounce of me says I shouldn't do it.
You should trust in your heart, boy.
Who said that? Hello? Who's out there?
You can call me Idas. And I need your help to protect this orb, and with it, all of humanity.
How can I trust you? How can I trust anyone?
You can trust the orb. Come to the orb. Listen to it. Decide for yourself. What does it say to you, my boy? What can you hear?
It's speaking to me, calling me its protector.
Yes, it's your destiny to protect it.
I will, Idas. I will.
I am proud of you, guardian of the orb.
3 months ago at Rosewood.
Cassius, what have you done? Olm, the old one, he made me do it. Everyone
Everyone, get out of here now!
Cassius, how could you?
You're getting sloppy, Estra. This was far too easy. And now, your precious Rosewood is doomed.
Old friend, I come to you with terrible news. The orb is in grave danger.
Idis, what's the matter?
Rosewood has fallen. And what's worse, Zalim is on her way here.
I knew this day would come. Well, we can't just sit around. We must start preparing. We cannot waste any time.
There is much more to discuss.
How can there be more?
There's an outsider from some unknown land
What?
who's been purging Olm's dark magic.
Oh,
He freed the deep from Olm's grasp. And as we speak, he is on his way to Rosewood.
well, let us hope they can save us all. Oh my gosh, Devin, did you see that? Devin, buddy. Okay. Well, I guess I'll take the loot. Thanks for the help. What? Adventurer, it's no use. Zalim is going to keep getting more powerful.
Hero, listen to me carefully.
Idis, of course. What do you need?
You must head to the frozen heap. Find Estrella. Tell her we need the essence to save Otherside. Hurry!
What on earth? Where even are we? Oh, wait a second. I know where this is. I'd recognize those dwarves anywhere. Guys, we are back at the entrance of Ebonglade, where this whole project began. And to think about it, on episode 8, I was just gonna make a boss at the end of Ebonglade, call it an episode, and kind of bridge between 2 seasons of Avid Adventures. And then the project just kind of took off on its own. I mean, we made an entire clone of Beat Saber. We made our largest build of all time, the Dark Gate. We made an interdimensional tunnel where I cloned Minecraft Championships mechanics into vanilla Minecraft. And of course, the whole project culminated with a tower defense boss fight, which alone took over 120 hours to complete. And while I was making this mega quest over the course of 6 episodes, my channel nearly doubled in size, which is insane, you guys. Like, thank you so much for your likes, for your supportive comments. Patrons, thank you so much for directly supporting the channel. And guys, I cannot wait to show you where this adventure is going. For that, you're gonna have to wait till the next episode. And until then, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, friends. Bye-bye.